So yeah, that just be Facebook, bro. Facebook got a smaller,
Yeah.
smaller window. Yeah. All right, y'all can see LAK. Y'all need to see me, man. We'll make it work.
You put it like in between them.
That's, no, it's gone. See, it's
Oh.
gone. Long you get in there, it's cool. I can. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, 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 yeah.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, we'll make it work. All right, yeah, we good whenever you're ready, bro. All right, y'all, we about to be live. What up, Coop? What up, DB?
What up, J. Coop? J. Coop, what up?
What up, what up, what
Southside.
up? Back in the building, man. Good Hennessy show. So look, we ain't even try to do this, man, but we just low-key like got a New York show today.
New York in the building.
A New York show, definitely, man. So look, we appreciate y'all for coming through, man, viewing us at home on Facebook, wherever y'all at. Good Hennessy show, man. Got the homie L8K,
Yes, sir.
late
What up?
bloomer in the building.
Jazz, appreciate
So-
y'all having me, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, man. Like I said, just somebody else. Like the grind, man. It's like, but exactly, exactly. It's like, man, look, man, I want to be on the show. Boom, come through. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for coming through like late notice. Get here in like 20 minutes though, like for real with it. Like, yeah, definitely.
Do or die.
Yeah, man.
That's the approach.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get a little closer to that mic for me though, bro. But you know, it's just like it's one of those things that, you know, the grind is so much. Like just to see that. That's all it takes. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like having an opportunity, boom, going for it. You know what I mean? And,
Absolutely.
you know, so with that being said, like now I met this brother like strictly off the music.
Okay.
So I was here DJing one night for Truth Thursday Cypher. And so I'm just watching, right? So I'm like, okay, so there's one person who obviously out rapping everybody, in my opinion. Like, I mean, like, out rapping everybody.
Yeah.
And doing it with ease. So I'm like, I'm sitting back over here like, yo, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this dude, man? So I'm keeping, you know, and I think I reached out like the first time I was like, yo, man, like, you know, just want to let you know I do shows here in the city. Would love to get you, you know, to get on one of the shows, right?
Facts.
So, you know, we went back and forth or whatever, and just so happened to see him on another cipher, and he did the same thing, like killing everybody. So I was like, this time I was like, okay, I got to make it a point to be like, yo, bro, like we need to make sure that this happened. I think at the time we had already had set a date for the next show and reconnected, but it was like, yeah, man. So this. You got on my radar for rapping, doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and I know that you say you're from New York. It was like, man, we don't want to have the same interview. We're not going to have the same interview. You know, these two different people. But I do want to know your journey to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Atlanta is just one of those places where people kind of end up at. So how did it happen for you specifically?
Okay, so moving to Atlanta was like, I've been coming here on and off like as a kid because my godmother's from here.
Okay.
So I would come out here for vacation. And I would always brag to my mom, like, yo, Atlanta was like paradise coming from New York.
Yeah.
You know, and this was like the era where it was like the crunk era, you know?
Okay.
So it was a different Atlanta.
Yeah, 2002,
You know what I'm saying?
2006. That was college for me.
Yeah.
I remember that very much so.
So it was a different vibe, you know? Like you said, the big houses, like, it was just like the black love, the support. Like, if you walk outside, the neighbors waving, hey, how you doing? The Southern hospitality. So it was different because New York is like, people say what up, but they got to know you. If they don't know you, it's just strictly tunnel vision, you know what I'm saying? So I would always brag, and then I'll tell my mom, like, yo, man, you should check out Atlanta, check out Atlanta. And then my mom is a traveler. Like, she's Jamaican, so my mom been traveling since forever. So she's willing to try, like, a new beginning.
Gotcha.
So she came out here, and she loved it, you know what I'm saying? We was always back and forth, but for me, I was always back and forth because I was always missing one or the other. I be in New York, I can't be here too long. I gotta go back to Atlanta. Then I be in Atlanta, I'm like, dang, I miss New York, because it's like just the liveliness and the people that you see out there and being able to move around without like driving, and it's just a different culture, you know what I'm saying? So but I love the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that you said moving around, man. Like that's the one thing I so envy, like New York, DC, bro, because you go and visit these places, and Chicago too. Like you go and visit these places, and it's so easy to get around without having a car. Atlanta, bro, you gotta have a car.
Right, right.
Because
I
without,
don't know.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like without a car, like, and Hennessy know, like I've been without a car for a while here, and it was just like, man, and it's different now because we got Uber. Like we didn't have Uber when I was like out here, you know, trying to wait 30 minutes to catch the bus and you know drive. I mean, walk another 10 minutes to get somewhere else. So, you know, but being in those places, it's like literally like you get on the bus, you get on the train, and you get dropped off exactly where you want to get dropped off at. Not like you get dropped off and walk like a half a mile to your destination. How much of that, you know, really influenced your experience being in New York, man? Like, cause when I hear New York, I just think about like, you know, people getting off the train, it's like a cipher outside. And I don't know if this was really going on, but that's just my vision of like New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much of that did you see growing up? You know, and you say you're from Bronx, right? From the Bronx.
Yeah, I'm from the Bronx. So like, I'm not gonna say I grew up seeing ciphers, but like, it's a culture. So even if you're not into it, you do it. It's like playing, like he said, playing ball. Then he was saying playing ball, rapping. Everybody raps. Everybody plays ball. But there comes a point where it's like a fork in the road. Like you either gonna keep playing ball or you're gonna get money, or you know what I'm saying. Or that's always the fork in the road. But it's a culture. So even like you grow up playing ball, but you just don't have to play ball. But it's just in you. So you grow up seeing these different things. So like it's a park on every corner. You know what I'm saying? Someone's rapping or somebody playing a new mixtape. You either in the park, somebody parked up in front of the park playing the newest mixtape, or you chilling amongst your friends, like, yo, who got the hottest music right now? Who got the hottest mixtape? So you always in tune with the culture, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Especially before, like, the internet became what it became. Everything was regional. So you had to, like, really be a fan of, like, music. Like, I had cousins from, like, the Bronx that was, like, my cousin's favorite rapper is BG. He's from the Bronx. And that's rare. You know what I'm saying? But it's because there was like, the music was sectional.
Gotcha.
Now it's not like a worldwide trend because of the internet, you know what I'm saying? Right. So like, you actually appreciated music, like lyrics, like you was a real hardcore fan. So it was always like embedded in us. Like I remember like I always tell my friends, like I was 8 years old, I knew Biggie's rhymes word for word. I didn't know what he meant.
Right.
Like now I'm getting older and I'm going back and I'm listening. I'm like, yo, this nigga was like ahead of his time. Like, you know what I'm saying? All of like most of the greats was just like ahead of their time, but you didn't really get it until like now. But it's like installed in you like as a kid. So
Yeah, you saying that, man, like I think about that all the time because I've been a fan for rap, of rap for a while too. And it's like when you were young, you didn't know what they were talking about. You were just repeating. And then you get older and you like, man, like they really were talking about some stuff, like really going through some things, man. For you specifically, man, do you remember the first time you picked up a mic and how was that? Was it everything you thought it was gonna be, or was it like the complete opposite?
The complete opposite. Like in my head, I was an art. Like I could always write as a kid. Like I've had like poems published as like a kid from like the 2nd grade, 3rd grade, stuff like that. So I think writing was like natural to me. You know what I'm saying? Being artistic and stuff like that. But it was never my passion. Like basketball was my passion.
Gotcha.
Like I played basketball all the way up until college. So like it was always a hobby, like sitting in the classroom, just writing raps. But then it was a turning point for basketball where basketball wasn't as fun anymore, you know what I mean? And then I was like, you know what? Let me try something new, you know what I'm saying? And it was a good way to like observe and not hold things in, but like express myself.
Gotcha.
So then now like I started rapping, but then what made me want to do it even more, it was like I started to like just dive in, like let me do a show. And then the response was like, oh, boo, like I'm not feeling you right now. So it was like, like another challenge, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like over the time it was like, let me approach it the same way I played basketball, like practice, you know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely an art, but there's also a skill to it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like a hustle, but it's also like a skill, like your approach, you know what I'm saying? Repetition and recording, performing, all that goes hand in hand. So it's just not something like you could just dive in, and you can, but I think long term you gotta make
them
it.
results ain't always the
Yeah.
best if you just doing it like that. Yeah.
Gotta put that work in.
Definitely got to put the work in.
How much of an influence did that boy Pun have on your community? You being, because he was from the Bronx.
Yeah, Pun.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
from the
yeah,
Bronx.
yeah.
Pun was the illest. Like Pun was. I didn't appreciate Pun until actually I was here. So like I said, I was younger. So like I grew up on like different types of music, like reggae, hip hop. And I always had like my favorites, and I stuck to my favorites.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But then as I got older, I was like, let me give him a try. So then I'm listening to Pun, and I would listen to Pun before my games to get me amped. And I'm listening to him, and I'm like, before my games, I'm like, even thinking about the game no more. I'm like, yo, everybody else listening to something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to Pun, like, yo, this dude is a beast.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
that made me want to get into it more. Like, yo, Pun was like a lyrical monster. Like, so like later on, he had more of an influence into what I was doing. Like, yeah, him, Big L, well, DMX. DMX was my favorite
Hey
rapper.
man, hey, people sleep on DMX,
They always
man.
leave him out, man.
Man, DMX, that dude there, like, back before it was cool to put out multiple projects in a year. Remember when he put out the 2 projects and he was just like, I was almost like in some like, how are you able to put out this kind of quality content like this? And yeah, DMX definitely was one of my favorites at a certain point in time, man.
Yeah.
That guy is something special. You know, you just performed at PAG this past weekend, and did you open up? I believe you might have opened up for us at PAG. And
Yeah, that was the first one.
first one there, and you know that's your first time there at the show. And the one thing I love about PAG is just that spot to where it don't matter if you've been on the show 20 times or if that's your first time. Like you're gonna get people that's gonna pay attention and listen to you know, give you the benefit of the doubt of that performing. One thing that I noticed about your performance is that you pay attention to the crowd. Like you make sure that you feeding them. You know what I'm saying? So it was like at one point you got down off stage and was like, "No, let me go and be out here with y'all. Y'all too far back. Like come close." You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that about you. How much like of your performance is that a lot of practicing? Is that something that you know you or do you watch other people? Like where did that come from?
Like I studied performing because I wasn't always good at performing, and I'm still getting better. And I'm still learning. So like I've performed before, and I'm observant. So while I'm performing, I'm into my performance, but I'm also paying attention to like who bopping their head, who's listening, who's paying attention to me. Like, am I capturing the audience? Are they listening? Because my whole thing is like, I just don't want to give you a song. Like my songs, I want to talk to you.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I want you to like see my vision, like be a part of my picture. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always looking to see like who's listening and who's watching, the body movement, and I don't like to be like disengaged from the people.
Yeah, I got
You
you.
know what I'm saying? I'd rather be. If I could rap inside the crowd and just walk around through the whole thing, I'd rather do that. So, you know, I walk around, dap somebody up, or just, you know what I'm saying? Because you feel connected. It's an energy thing, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When you too far back, it's like, yo, don't touch me. But I don't want to be that type of person. You know?
More hands-on with the performance. Definitely. Now, how long have you you been rapping? I guess I want to say not necessarily professionally, but at that point when you realize like, okay, this is not a hobby. I can really make a career out of this.
I started like at like 19. I was like, I'm gonna take it serious. Like leaving college, I went to Fort Valley,
Okay.
and college scene was just like wasn't my scene. So I was just like, let me pursue this and then go all the way in. You know what I mean? But then as time was progressing, I was rapping, but there wasn't no purpose. So it was just like raps. But then life started to hit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it became more things to talk about. Like I started talking about like my experiences and the good, the bad, the ugly, like just real life stories. You know what I'm saying? And then I figured out like what's your purpose in this life? Like what do you bring into the table? Like you gotta. I look at it now as it was a gift that had to be molded. But then how are you gonna present it to the world, and like how can you like transcend it to the next person, or like what clues can you leave it behind for your journey for the next person. So that's my approach to music, like, you know what I'm saying? Not just giving you like songs, but songs with messages, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta ask because I asked the old boy Danny the same question, but like some folks that's back home that you rocking with right now, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily on a major scale, but I need somebody to look up basically.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Who you know what I'm saying? Who you checking out?
Even if they're not back
Davies.
home, yeah.
I listen to Davies.
Davies is dope.
Yeah, I listen to Davies.
Davies is dope.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I listen to like one dude, right?
Yeah.
Like mostly all the time. I got a roster of artists I go to. But my favorite rapper right now is Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey? Okay. Yeah. Nipsey is dope, man. I haven't heard like his last project, but the homie Div put me on Nipsey, and I just respect his grind, man.
Yeah.
I respect what that brother got going on. Like, just the business side of it is one thing, but then like he's an artist that like, you know what? This is my fan base, and this is what they like. I'm gonna keep doing what they like and just keep feeding them, and not worry about like everybody else. I'm just gonna keep feeding them.
Yeah.
Now we heard about saying the transition from New York to Atlanta, but you say you went to Fort Valley.
Yeah.
Now how was adjusting to that? Because I know
Yeah, that's completely different.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to shout out all the rappers in New York, though, regardless.
Yeah.
Word.
Because that grind is serious. That's why I guess it's funny how like the two New York dudes came through, because like it's like time is of the essence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody's out there grinding. And it's not like a game, you know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so competitive. So it's like, I just want to shout everybody out. Artists, period, but especially from New York, that's just grinding, because it's a whole different grind out there. But for to answer your question, being in Fort Valley it was a different experience, because I don't want to say I'm a loner sometimes, but like the stuff that people thought was cool wasn't cool to me. The stuff that people was laughing at, it wasn't funny.
Gotcha.
So it was just like, I love being out there. Like I played ball out there. I had my homies out there. We had a little group called a squad. It was like a whole bunch of us. You know, like it was fun, but it was something that was like I was always seeking something more than school.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like purpose. Like,
Yeah.
What's the meaning of being here? Who owned the school? Who run the school? What is the school? Like, what is this whole facility? Like, why is it set up like this? You know what I'm saying? So it was like I wasn't in tune with everything, even though we had like our drunk moments, our party moments. We have fun, but it was just something that was missing.
No, that's real for you to say, man, because like a lot of people don't, for you to be like 19 and realize that something is missing and seeking purpose, like that don't happen that early. A lot of times, people like, 20 and 30 before they realize like purpose, you know what I'm saying? So to realize at 19, like, yeah, I know this is where everybody think I should be at, but I see something better. You know what I mean? Like, let me get up out of here now. Like that's hard to do.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is dope. It's definitely dope to be able to do that. What year you went to Fort Valley? I know a lot of people.
I went to 05.
05?
05 to like 06, the end of 06 going into 07.
Yeah, I know a couple of people around that time. Yeah, a couple of people.
I definitely had a good time, but I just think it's where you coming from, like how you was raised. So it's like, I don't think, like people they want to find purpose because like what their life been like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you grow up? Like, what did you see while you grew up?
Right.
And I seen a lot while I grew up, so I'm always questioning like, my whole family, like all my cousins I grew up with, like we ain't had no dads, you know what I'm saying? And they all died the same way, you know what I'm saying? So,
Whoa.
Power went out.
Power went out.
Yeah, man.
Power went out. It's all good. We So look, check this out. The power went out.
We still live.
We ain't live because we on Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi went out. Yo. All right, so we don't know what happened just there. What he went to? Okay. Her? Hold on. Did he say the electrician was here?
Yeah, somebody in the back put a little bag. That light.
This one right here started smoking. We just